Columbia Police believe these may be the remains of Meng Shi Ji.
A missing Columbia mother not seen for a year and a half. The break in the case came from a chance encounter.
The skeletal remains were located by a citizen walking near the trail in Rockbridge State Park.
Those connected to Meng Shi Ji's family expressed some relief.
It's hard to come to terms with this kind of information.
After a search that spanned most of mid-Missouri, the investigation came back to Boone County, not far off a walking path.
I don't know if closure is the right word, but getting to a place where you have answers.
This is KOMU 8 News at 10.
KOMU 8 News starts with breaking news.
Tonight, new evidence was discovered in the case of a Columbia mother who has been missing since October of 2019. Columbia police announced they believe the remains found at Rockbridge State Park earlier today are those of Meng Shi Ji. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jordan Berger. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Police say it was like searching for a needle in a river, referring to the Lamine River, where they built a levee last May. KOMU 8's Brendan Hall is live in Boone County, where police say a hiker found the remains. KOMU 8's Marissa Rios, she's live in Columbia with the latest from the lawyer for Meng Shi Ji's family. And KOMU 8's Noah Klein joins us here in the studio to break down how Joseph Elledge went from Meng Shi Ji's husband to the man charged with her murder. But first, we'll start with KOMU 8's Emily Spain, who is at CPD's press conference and joins us live now from City Hall. Emily?
Yeah, Jordan, Columbia Police and Mayor Brian Treese came here earlier tonight at City Hall to answer reporters' questions this evening. And Chief Jones said the purpose of tonight's news conference was to provide more insight into the disappearance of Meng Shi Ji. And tonight, a major clue as they believe they finally found her. Today, they say a hiker found skeletal remains just after noon at Rockbridge State Park. Police have been there ever since. They're expected to be there overnight. They also say they found credit cards and a driver's license along with clothing near the remains. They're still waiting on that formal ID process. But this could very well end a search that has spanned many months across mid-Missouri, and it comes after weeks of specifically looking at the Lamine River. Chief Jones said all leads led them there, and he did acknowledge that they could have been led there on purpose.
But now that you know where she was, at least where you found her, looking back at your investigation, does that make you second guess? Maybe we should have spent more time at Rockbridge State Park?
No is the short answer. We had information that led us to the Lamine River. We also recognize the potential that that was maybe a red herring and that we were being led to the Lamine River, but we couldn't assume that. Really, we were looking for a needle in the haystack.
Yeah, and the assistant police chief said tonight that they have not yet talked with the former husband of Meng Shi Ji, Joseph Elledge. They said that is in the works. Remember, Joseph Elledge is currently in jail, charged in relation to the disappearance of his wife, former wife, Meng Shi Ji. Now tonight, Columbia police officers also said that they did briefly spend time searching Rockbridge State Park after Ji's disappearance. KOMU 8's Brendan Hall joins us there now live with more on the expansive search that led up to today's discovery.
Investigators spent months searching 5 different counties looking for Meng Shi Ji. They eventually called off the search last summer, but today a hiker found human remains just 30 feet from the side of the road in a wooded area here at Rockbridge State Park. Meng Shi Ji was last seen at her Eastwood Drive home on October 8, 2019. On November 15th, as the investigation into her disappearance continued, Columbia police turned to hunters and rural landowners, asking them to keep an eye out for any sign of her. That's when officials started searching the Lamine River in Cooper County. The day Joseph Elledge was indicted on a murder charge, Columbia police announced an expanded search area into Callaway, Boone, Howard, Randolph, and Cooper counties. On April 29th, CPD announced plans to build a levee on the Lamine River. On June 17th, CPD said it finished using the levee in the Lamine River. Around noon Thursday, a hiker in Rockbridge State Park stumbled across human remains and called park rangers. Columbia police arrived at the scene and found items that were consistent with items reportedly belonging to Meng Shi Ji. Columbia police can't say for certain whether these remains belong to Meng Shi Ji. They say they'll carry out an extensive identification process which will include DNA testing. They also said all previous leads did lead them to the Lamine River. Reporting live from Rockbridge State Park, I'm Brendan Hall, KOMU 8 News.
Yeah, earlier tonight, Columbia Police said that they did have a chance to relay some of this newest information to Meng Shiji's parents' family attorney. KOMU 8 had a chance to talk with that attorney and ask them about that conversation with the family. KOMU 8's Marissa Rios joins us now live outside the Columbia Police Department. And Marissa, how is the family feeling tonight?
Emily, right now, the family is feeling a sense of relief. This has been a long time coming. Columbia Police Department Police Chief Jeff Jones says while this is a somber moment, he says this gives a sense of closure that the family has been looking for. Now, the attorney says she believes that there could be enough evidence to prove this is the body of Meng Shiji. She says that the family is taking this all in a process right now.
Just as any parent always hopes that their missing child will just be missing, it's hard to come to terms with this kind of information. At the same time, they've wanted some closure, so there's some comfort with having information or more information about what may have happened.